Thanks, everybody. I'm Mike Turzai, the Majority Leader. I'm joined by my colleague, Bill Adolph, the Appropriations Chair. The two of us will be speaking today about the House Republican proposed budget. In addition, we have with us our other leaders from the caucus, Stan Saylor, who is our whip, Sandy Major, who is our caucus chair, Dave Reed, who is our policy chair, Dick Stevenson, who is our caucus administrator, Mike Verb, who's our caucus secretary. In addition, we have many members, if not all, of the Republican House Appropriations Committee who have done such significant work with respect to the formulation of the House Republican budget. Please understand, we are excited about the fact that we are governing and that we are acting in an expeditious and responsible manner. It is our goal to really prioritize spending in a fiscally responsible manner, to do so without increasing taxes, to do so without any reckless borrowing, like the Senator Specter Library or the Congressman Murtha Center, and to do it on time. And that means that as a group, we have worked hard looking over the governor's proposal, which I think set forth an important blueprint. We heard loud and clear what the electorate, what the citizens of Pennsylvania told us in the last election. Everybody needs to control spending. You need to prioritize your spending. You need to invest in the appropriate areas. Come on, Mark. Come on. Invest in the appropriate areas, but you need to do so focused on the taxpayers. We are fiscal stewards of the hard-earned money of the taxpayers of Pennsylvania. And let me make it clear, you just cannot spend to spend. That's what got us into the deficits that we were in the first place. We began the Rendell administration spending $20 billion, and it ended spending over $28 billion. $8 billion increase in spending in 8 years' time. That's a 2-to-1 spending over the rate of inflation. Almost 40% growth in spending when the rate of inflation was about 21%. And that's been a problem. And keep in mind, we've been relying on the last 2 years on federal stimulus dollars that we all knew were going to be gone. Everybody knew that, Democrat and Republican alike. As we move forward, I want to make sure that you recognize, however, we are not shirking our duties with respect to governing here in Pennsylvania. With respect to education, please understand that we are spending $9.6 billion on K-12 education in the House Republican proposal under our Appropriations Chair, Bill Adolph. Last year, the state spend on public education was $9.3 billion. The federal stimulus money is gone, but we recognize our duty and we are standing by it, although we are living within the four corners of the fiscally responsible numbers that the governor put forth. In addition, with respect to welfare, and my colleague will be getting into far more detail on this, yes, we are looking at rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in welfare because we think it has to happen. Democratic Auditor General Jack Wagner himself pinpointed at least $400 million that could come out of this budget based on waste, fraud, and abuse. So yes, with respect to the governor's proposal, we are putting forth less in welfare because we think that waste, fraud, and abuse has to be rooted out. But that does not mean we're still not meeting our obligations. We are still $136 million over the 2010 spend, or 1.29% increase. And overall, we are spending $10.7 billion of the taxpayers' money in state dollars in the Department of Welfare. That's not to even speak about the federal dollars that we'll be spending. So here's the goal. The goal is to have an on-time, no tax increase budget without reckless borrowing, and that prioritizes spending and does so within the four corners of the governor's blueprint. And it means that you don't get to spend every dollar of the taxpayers' money that comes in. It means you have to be prudent and smart about it. And I will tell you, our appropriations chair, the appropriations staff, the appropriations committee, and our leadership team took this responsibility very seriously, and I think came up with a product that we can all be proud of. I think the Pennsylvania citizens, once they see our proposal, are going to say, my goodness, it's about time that you got it done on time. It's responsible. It protects the taxpayers. It meets the needs of the citizens of Pennsylvania. And we're appreciative that you are willing to work hard and get it done. I will tell you that our timeline is to have this bill passed out of the House well before the end of May. And I'm going to turn it over right now to my colleague and chair, Bill Adolph of the Appropriations Committee. Bill.